What's going on, everybody? It's time for the Binge Boys podcast. Guys, it's episode 200.
200. Let's go.
Boom!
I'm so happy to be a part of this.
We're here for episode 200, dude.
That's a lot of mother effing episodes.
We got Griffin in the building today.
What's up, guys?
We got
first time I've seen this camera here. This is actually an upgrade.
Yeah,
nice.
Matt. I don't know if I have you added on Snapchat or if you even use Snapchat.
Very rarely.
But I got to send you a picture of this setup here. My camera is currently mounted in between blinds.
Okay.
Like yeah. I gotta take this picture of you so you have a clear representation of what's going on. I'm gonna send it to you as we speak.
Hell yeah.
Binge Boys group chat.
But guys, it's episode 200. We got so much to talk about. We're just gonna dive right in.
So much.
If this is the first time you're hearing the Binge Boys podcast, welcome to episode 200. But if you're an existing listener, welcome back. We're glad to have you, and we're happy to have you. Each week, the goal is that me and my co-hosts dive into the hottest topics in TV and film, and we'll sprinkle in some sports or pop culture, or video games, or some music when appropriate. Every Thursday, we do an episode of The Run Through, which is a podcast where we dive into a specific movie and kind of break it down top to bottom and dissect the elements. This week's episode of The Run Through was Tanner, Griffin, and I, and it is Dodgeball, a true underdog story. So be on the lookout on Thursday for that. And yeah, we're super excited about everything that we've got going on here at the Binge Boys podcast. Picture has been sent, Matt. It was an easy transition, but yeah, we're here, man. This is how can you support us? I just told you how to listen in, but how can you support us? Follow us on Instagram, Binge Boys Podcast on Instagram, at binge_boys on Twitter. That's how you can follow along on the social platforms. If you want to, you can follow Matt, Tanner, and I on our personal accounts, but we're tagged in all of the Binge Boys stuff, so it'll be an easy find for you. Plus, we're also in the Binge Boys bio, so it's easy to see me and Matt and Tanner on Instagram, and then me and Matt on Twitter. Tanner, you were in Twitter at one point, weren't you?
I was, but now I'm not. I just never use it enough. Unless the fans want me to come back, I will. Matt
is a pretty good Twitter guy.
You are.
But by what metric?
by I think that every single time I scroll upon a tweet of yours, you've got a few likes in the hopper. Like you've got a few. I mean, you're not out here going viral, but you're getting a good conversion rate.
I don't know.
There we go. All right, I'll take it.
You've never used Twitter?
No.
Really?
I actually got an account once, and I probably scrolled through it. I followed our president, and that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if people just if people when a new president gets elected, do we just unfollow the old one and then follow the new one? Is that what happens?
Confused me. Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, a lot of people. I think I still follow Obama. I still follow Trump's now banned Twitter account.
I follow our current president.
I follow our current president as well. I mean, it's almost just something you got to do.
What does Joe Biden tweet?
I mean, probably what his social media team tells him to tweet.
His team does, yeah.
He has a marketing team that helps him.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
He's got a team to help him on everything.
Speaking of, if it was just him, it'd just be no malarkey every day.
No malarkey or young folks. Or
here's the
all
deal.
You young folks.
Here's the deal. Or come on, man.
His podcast, our podcast brethren, Joe Biden.
Yeah, really.
Shit. Okay.
So yeah, follow us on the social platforms to and also follow Joe Biden if you want to hear about no malarkey.
No, but seriously, our socials will update you in everything you need to know. So
yeah, reviews,
yes,
things that we got coming up.
Even if you can't make our podcast, you'll know our reviews of the current events, of the current stuff we're watching. Yeah. So yeah, and then lastly, just tell a friend. We're all asking each other, Griffin, what do I listen to? Logan, what do I watch? What do I play on Xbox or PlayStation? Well, we talk about it here. This is the solution. Everybody's asking that question.
at least once or twice a week. Man, I just finished a new show. What do I watch next? This is where you go to hear.
Put this shit on when you're doing your laundry, doing your damn dishes. Like, it's easy. Just pop it in your headphone. No big deal.
No big deal.
Want to get out of your own head?
Yep.
Give it a listen.
Yes,
yeah. Throw it on. Just hear three guys that enjoy
everything about
the
movies.
Entertainment industry, talk about entertainment and what we like to think is a pretty relatable way.
Oh yeah.
So,
and guys, by the way, just let me be the first to say happy podcast week.
It's podcast week.
It's podcast week, mofos.
Podcast week every week.
Maybe it's Binge Boys podcast week.
There we go.
Binge Boys podcast week. Let's start that trend.
Hashtag binging binge boys.
Oh, okay.
Griffin coming in with the crazy hashtags. Griffin, you can adjust your microphone there so it's not very low there.
Put your neck down.
Griffin's a virgin still. I mean, he's been popped a few times, but he's
getting used to this stuff.
Very, very, very much so.
Breathe into it. That's a challenge there.
He's a heavy breather.
Heavy breather over here.
Yeah, big time.
But we're all good, man. Before we get into all of the programming things, I want to lead with a couple things. Number one, it's the 200th episode of the Binge Boys, so I can't help but be a little sentimental. I started this boy actually this Friday. I think it's this Friday. If it's not this Friday, then it's next Friday. But if I pull up my handy dandy calendar here,
beautiful.
Yes, it's actually next Friday is the 3-year anniversary of when the first episode of Binge Boys was recorded. May 28th is when the first episode was uploaded, where I talked about Deadpool 2.
Dude,
no one's starting off with a sequel talk.
Dude, I kind of feel like I was part of that.
You were not.
I wasn't.
Nope.
I saw it with you.
What episode was I on?
I don't know.
You were on. You were on an exchange, I think.
You were on an. Him and Cameron were on an exchange once, but Griffin was on a. We talked about Fortnite. Yeah, we talked about it was when Fortnite was when it first came down.
I do.
We were recording it on the floor of your bedroom.
I do.
Mom and Dad's
we sure were. We didn't have a desk or anything,
or
so we kind of
just
we just had a microphone and my laptop on the carpet. That was all we had, and now we're out here on a wooden table with a handy dandy Rodecaster. Rode, if you want to sponsor, please come at me.
You know what? Let me be sentimental too. Logan has always wanted to start a podcast, and he did it, and he has stuck with it for 3 years now. Good for you, dude. Proud of you.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Nice.
Don't stop.
Thanks.
I'm so glad I get to be a part of it.
I can't help but want to thank the people that helped me get here, to be honest. Like, first of all, Tanner, being the newest member of the Binge Boys crew.
Happy to be here.
Love to have you here. Love to have a young perspective on a lot of things. Me and Matt are mid-20s guys, but you are very early.
You guys are old as hell.
we're like the Dave and Dylan to the Brett. Friends
got beards.
Friends of the program over at Washed Media.
I can't even grow a beard, you guys.
Your dad doesn't grow facial hair though, does he?
He does, but
I've never seen him with any facial hair in my entire life.
Dude, my dad's had
entire life.
Now he doesn't do it because it grows gray.
Our dad gets chin hair, but he doesn't get the beard.
Dad doesn't. Dad used to grow a mustache, but his mustache was very pervy looking. So we were like, Dad, you got to shave that.
It was really.
It was very pervy. And Matt, man, Matt came in and swept in when Pearson and Zach took their, Pearson and Zach served their time, and they helped me grow the show exponentially. And then Matt swooped in and really saved me. He responded to the call that I threw on Twitter.
On Twitter, it all comes back to it.
It all comes back to Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
rocking Twitter handle.
Pretty sure I could.
Matt, where are you from?
I am in Indianapolis.
Oh, dang.
Oh wow, okay, nice.
Pretty sure I could go through my Twitter here,
a real flat area,
and find. Oh, I can't because all of the domains I've tried, or the guests I've tried to contact, but I put something on Twitter and Matt was just like, "Hey, like I'm down for this," and I was just like,
"That's
okay."
So cool. You took a leap of faith, Matt.
I did.
You did.
Never know.
It's been worth it, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been fun, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun memes.
I know. Ever since I joined this.
Same with Mitch. Mitch came in at a good time too, where it was me, Matt, and Mitch for a while, and Mitch served his time, and he's on the Dude, What About Sports? So the flagship WatchDog sports show, if you'd like. They're on a little hiatus. They are coming back in a couple weeks after Labor Day, Memorial Day, right? Memorial Day.
They have a lot to talk about. That podcast better be an hour and a half.
Yeah, they're getting right into the playoffs.
They missed the draft
and stuff. Yeah, they did. Yep. Can't speak. My brain was thinking faster than my mouth could produce.
It happens.
So before we get into the headlines again, I wanted to take a second, a little surprise blasting here, and talk to a few people that have helped make the Binge Boys what it is.
Ooh.
So I wanted to
give a tribute.
In a way, I wanted to can you still hear me, Matt? I'm experimenting with the Roadcaster here live. And we're gonna call a few people that made this whole thing possible.
That's
getting a cold call blasting.
So we're going here, and hopefully we can you hear the dial tone there, Matt?
All good.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Let's go, Pearson.
Hopefully this person answers.
This person's a very busy guy.
What's up, man?
Pearson.
Hey,
you're live on the Binge Boys podcast.
What's up, Pearson?
what's up, man?
Howdy, Pearson. It's Griffin.
Hey, Griffin. What's up, man?
Hey, buddy.
Pearson, you're here on the 200th episode of the Binge Boys. How are you, my friend?
Oh, great. Couldn't be any better.
Great. I hope I caught you at a good time, because I was just talking before I called you about the people that have helped the Binge Boys get to where it is. And I was going back and looking at the old episodes in Anchor the other day, and I was just like, damn, Pearson, I had thought that I had done a lot of solo episodes by myself, but you really kind of came in there very early, like around episode like 15 or 20, right?
Damn, was it really that early?
Yeah, it was that early, dude.
Oh, shit.
Unfiltered takes.
So I wanted to get in here and ask you really briefly just a couple questions about what happened on the Binge Boys. So like in terms of like what's something you've been binging lately, Pearson? Are you watching anything? I know you're a busy guy, but I know you still have that binge boy mentality. Are you watching any shows or anything right now?
Just finished Ted Lasso. And that's got to be one of my favorite shows I've watched in recent memory.
Really? Big Ted Lasso guy?
Yeah,
that's Apple TV
awesome.
Plus, right?
What is that about?
It's a show where a American football coach gets hired to coach a soccer team in the UK and just has absolutely no idea what soccer is.
Comedy, Jason Sudeikis. Big time.
Oh, okay.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
good.
Sounds
Actually has
intriguing.
a pretty good storyline, too, as well.
I've still been meaning to give that a watch.
What's
Apple
that
TV
on?
Plus.
It's on Apple TV Plus.
I just never watch anything on Apple TV Plus. That's my
Pearson,
problem.
Hard to.
Pearson, I know that
It's hard to navigate.
ever since the Binge Boys, you kind of have ventured off and done your own thing, and you even started up an awesome music podcast called Poetic Justice with friend Cody.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about
Justice.
Poetic Justice, my friend.
Oh, yeah. So when we do record, Poetic Justice is about kind of non-mainstream artists and stuff like that, particularly in the rap and hip-hop realm, but kind of either up-and-coming artists or just artists that don't get a lot of spotlight that we believe are really good artists that are super underrated in the game. And yeah, so we try to mention Drake as little as possible. And yeah, kind of the basis.
Yeah, they do a real cool thing here and there where they talk about like a specific artist, a big artist that Cody and Pearson both love to the gravestone is Mac Miller, and they've done a couple episodes kind of diving into the discography and some of the lyrics, and it's a lot of really cool stuff. So please go ahead and check out Poetic Justice. And Pearson, I wanted to lastly just ask, why did you join me? Why did you do the Binge Boys? Why did you hop on the mic? What made you take that leap of faith?
Well, I remember you reached out to me about doing like an interview. And so we did the interview just kind of about like me and whatever, just kind of talking about what I do and all that fun stuff. And then I remember it was just a lot of fun. I was like, damn, this would be cool to do more of. And so, we just kind of, I remember I texted you after you left and I was like, hey, that was a lot of fun. I was like, let's do it again. And then it kind of just turned into, being on the show, co-hosting it with you.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Well,
that's how I started watching you guys, when Pearson and all those guys were a part of it.
Yeah.
That's when I listened to it the most.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that said, Pearson, I won't keep you any longer, man. But again, I just wanted to say, first of all, love you and thanks for all the things that you did helping me get to where I got, man. I really do appreciate it.
Of course, man. No, and I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
It's good to be on a podcast with you.
It's good to have you here, buddy.
Yeah.
So we'll take care, and we'll be talking to you soon.
All right, man. We'll see you guys.
All right,
good night.
See you, man.
Adios.
Bye bye.
Safe.
That's cool.
So how about that? That was Pearson Kilgore. Almost teared up there a little bit. Pearson really helped me get the show really into the hundreds and past episode 100 and a lot of really awesome memories with Pearson on the show. But I also wanted to reach out to two other individuals that also helped.
That's actually entertaining.
That's a huge J. Cole fan right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huge J. Cole fan right there.
I remember.
I haven't done a podcast in forever.
Hello?
Hey, is this Zach McConnell?
It sure is.
Wow, Zach, you're on episode 200 of the Binge Boys, my friend.
Oh, my goodness.
You had no idea I was calling, right?
Well, I had no clue.
Well, Zach, I was just talking. I just got off the phone with other former Binge Boys host, Pearson. Name sound familiar?
I think I remember him, yes.
Okay. So we're talking, and I wanted to ask you the same couple questions I asked him. Number one, what made you take the leap of faith and say, you know what, I want to be on this podcast for more than an episode?
For me, it was just after talking about Game of Thrones so much during that one season, I just had a blast just talking to you guys about movies and shows and music every week. It was just fun. I mean, we all love movies and music and shows, and so it was just fun to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, every single time we would, watch a movie back before the pandemic, we would stand outside the theater for 15, 20 minutes and talk about the movie we just saw. And it almost made sense for us to just put that in audio form.
Right.
So
too entertaining not to talk about.
Another thing I asked Pearson is what's something you're binging right now, man? I know you're busy. I know you got a lot going on in life, but I know that there's still a big piece of you that's amazed and attached to all the entertainment pieces that we've got. So is there a show or a movie that you've watched recently that you think is notable?
Well, actually, me and one of my other friends, he hadn't seen all of the Marvel movies yet. And so over the past couple months, we've been binging all of them on Disney Plus. And so tonight, actually, I'm going over to his place and we're watching Far From Home.
Oh, man.
Good one.
That's a great one.
What?
Far From Home, the Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, well, I have it. Let's watch it.
You haven't watched it?
No, I haven't.
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You haven't. Okay.
Griffin has not.
Meaning I have it.
and then, yeah, Zach, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I just wanted to, we were talking about people that really helped me get to where, get to episode 200. There were some times that we had a lot of fun. Obviously, the coronavirus made things difficult, and we all went our separate hosting ways. But you're a huge piece of the Binge Boys history, dude, and it means a lot that you helped me get to where I am today. I hope you truly know that.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you. And like I said before, we always had a blast doing it. And yeah, I hope to be a part of it in the future still.
We absolutely have that door. That door is always open. So yeah, man, I'm sure we'll be seeing each other soon. The theaters are starting to open back up. People are getting vaxxed. Sooner or later, we're all going to have to get the movie squad back together.
And they announced you don't have to wear a mask if you're fully vaxxed.
The movie theaters did?
No, everybody.
Oh,
the CDC did. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're game to see you again, buddy. So take care. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time, bud.
All right, we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Zach.
See you, buddy.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
That was dope.
Another heavy hitter. Zach
hitter.
McConnell. He jumped on around episode 50 when the last season of Game of Thrones was airing.
I remember.
Pearson never watched Game of Thrones. He wasn't a fan. So Zach, I knew was like, hey, you know, like if you guys gotta talk about Game of Thrones, that'll increase listeners because people want to hear about it, and it did. So Zach got on for an episode and talked. And then after that episode, I was like, Zach, do you want to just come back for the rest of the season and just every week just talk about it with me? And he was like, yeah. And then the season ended, and I was like, well, shit, we had a lot of fun. Why don't you just come on and be a host? And he was like, absolutely. So that's how that relationship formed. And Zach, I don't know if many of you knew, he was my old boss when I worked at Kroger back in the day. Zach was the assistant manager at the store. He was the guy I reported to when I worked.
Know that.
So awesome to hear Zach's voice. I wanted to hit up one more heavy hitter and get some thoughts from this person as well. So we'll go ahead and get on the phone here.
Hello.
Hello, is this Megan?
It is. Hi.
Megan, you're on episode 200 of the Binge Boys.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it's been 200. I remember when we were celebrating 100.
I know, right? It seems like it was just so long ago. Little did people know, actually, Megan was actually the person who hit me with the idea of doing the run through. And she said, I think this could be a really cool idea. You know, on the Binge Boys, you guys spend maybe 10 minutes on a movie. Well, how would it be to go and spend 30 minutes or an hour on one movie and just pick it apart piece by piece? Well, Megan was the one who put that idea in my brain, and look at us now. That's the reason, honestly, I think, Megan, that we've gone through the 100 so fast was because we've added an extra episode a week. So now, because of your idea, we hit 200 tonight. Let's go.
I know. Well, I got the idea because that's like what our friendship is. Like, you and I talk about movies all the time. So I was like, wouldn't it just be cool if we just recorded a podcast while we talked about the movies that we like to talk about? Yeah.
So, Megan, I wanted to ask you, I know I just got off the phone with other hosts, Zach and Pearson. Are those names familiar?
They are familiar, yes. Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts.
And yeah, and I asked them a couple questions. I'm going to ask you the same ones. Number one, I know you're a busy gal. I know you got a lot going on in life, but what's a show that's come out recently or a movie that's come out recently that you've just been attached to and been binging, or something that you have absolutely adored?
So I am big on like rewatching shows.
Me too.
Usually when I watch a new movie, I kind of just watch it and I never see it again. Like, I saw Tenet and have never desired to watch the movie ever again. That's kind of how I am with new movies for some reason in the past like 10 years. But I've actually been rewatching Awkward. It was a old MTV show from like 2013. And so I've been watching like 5 episodes of that a day. And just the same thing, like Sex and the City, Gilmore Girls. I'm like a cliche woman here. So.
Well, along with that, what I know we kind of just gave the origin of the run through, but like, what made you really want to really get involved? I think I know the answer here. You're just as obsessed with movies and TV as I am. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that you actually told me like a year or so ago. You're like, I don't think I've ever met someone who's like just as crazy about this stuff as I am, until I met you. And I was like, yeah.
Well, there you go. That's how Megan got involved. And Megan, I wanted to talk to Emily tonight as well, but Emily had something going on, so she sends her wishes. But I hope you both know that I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever understand in helping me get to 200. There's been nights where me and Megan or Turner or Jordan have just bounced ideas off of each other for hours about logo ideas or segment ideas. Megan's actually the one who came up with the 5-point rating system that we use. There was a post way back ago that Emily made of the rules and the criteria for each of those 1 through 5 rankings. So, Megan, I don't tell you this enough, but I really do appreciate what you've done to help us get this far.
Of course. I mean, it takes a village, you know. We all have to nourish this baby, and it will grow.
Yes, it will. So I won't keep.
Boy.
It's still a boy, right? Rightly said, Matt. So with that, I'll let you go, Megan. But thanks for tuning into the Binge Boys 200.
Of course. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Sure thing.
You too.
Bye.
Nice seeing you.
Bye.
Hey, that's all we can do, really.
So how about that?
Nowadays.
That was episode 200's shout outs there.
It's awesome.
That was
tribute.
those were my little surprises.
Good that they all picked up.
I wanted to hit up all of the Binge boys and gals that we've had the pleasure of working with for a long period of time.
It's awesome.
Good to check in on the different corners of the Binge Boys podcast universe.
Yes.
And they won't be forgotten when we're famous.
No. In fact, working on this really cool section on the WatchDog Media website right now. You know, the about page on a lot of websites just says something generic or cheesy about how the company started, yada, yada, yada. No one cares about that. I'll say it. People care about people. So what I've done is I'm going through all of the people and the voices that have been a part of a podcast on WatchDog, whether it's What Are We with me and Lindsay, Binging Batch with me and Laura, Binge Boys with you guys, Pearson and Zach, Megan and Emily. And we're putting a little about you bio on the website, throwing some fun facts about each other on there, showing each other where everybody's from and the podcast that they're on that you can listen to. So be on the lookout for that published in the next couple of days, maybe even the next couple of hours.
And you'll know about it if you follow our Instagrams and all of our handles. You'll know about it before, I will.
That's true. That's exactly true.
It's true.
So with that said, Matt, Tanner, are you ready to dive into some headlines?
My Lord, yes. Let's go.
Let's hit some headlines.
Let's
Matt,
get it going.
take it away, my friend.
Here we go. Now, we just kind of did a nice little hit up everybody that's gotten famous off this podcast, but unfortunately, none of them are quite as famous as Ellen DeGeneres. However, they will be on just as many TV shows because in 2022, Ellen DeGeneres is going off the air. Her show is no longer going to be airing. The quote she gave the Hollywood Reporter is, "When you're a creative person, you constantly need to be challenged. And as great as this show is, and as fun as it is, it's just not a challenge anymore."
That's some BS. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, the allegations of her pretty bad mistreatment of her people that's worked with her definitely sort of lingers around this story.
She's trying to save her career here.
I mean, she's got another Netflix game show. I think Ellen's Game of Games or whatever. I've really
previews for that.
She has enough to settle down.
She's going to be just fine.
And honestly, it'll save her face if she does.
Yeah,
sure.
Because it's only getting worse.
Get out now and enjoy your life.
So, who else is going to interview people that got famous from sending Snapchats of their friend and being back at it again in the white vans, or any of the other famous people that she's interviewed that have definitely deserved to be on national TV. So that is that. Moving right along from TV to movies. We're all fans of Knives Out. That's a true statement. Am I wrong?
Tanner and Griffin, I don't think have ever seen Knives Out.
It's been on my list for since it came out. I still haven't.
Griffin's a pretty out of touch entertainment lover.
Oh yeah.
So, but anyway, continue, Matt. Continue.
So there is a sequel to Knives Out, and alongside Daniel Craig, the following names have also been attached to it: Dave Bautista, Drax, maybe for the last time from Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. Edward Norton, also tangentially in the MCU for a great role as the Hulk before he didn't want to do that anymore. Musical artist and actress Janelle Monáe. Yeah. And then to round it out, one more Marvel alum, recent Marvel alum, Catherine Hahn.
Yeah. From WandaVision. Yeah.
So,
she nailed.
Yeah. So does do those names bring you guys into it? Would you want to watch the first one to make sure you can see what all these people got going on for the second?
I'm intrigued.
When Knives Out 2 comes out, I'll definitely watch the first one. I know I think it's still on Amazon Prime, so I could watch it anytime. I think
I own it too. So sometime we can come over and we'll watch it because it's a damn good one. And I know you'll both have loved it. It's a murder mystery.
I know. Yeah.
Who done it? Huge.
Chris Evans, Captain America.
Huge house. People, somebody dies, and they lock the doors until they figure out who killed the person.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it's good.
It's like the Family Guy episode when he what's his face invites everybody over.
Quite the connection.
Quite the connections being made by Griffin here.
Just connections that probably wouldn't have been made.
And it was a big hour-long episode. It was a special for the show, and it was a really good episode.
Okay.
I remember you showing me that episode.
Oh yeah, a good concept.
Keeping it moving here, and also keeping it in the realm of Marvel personalities. Per Sports Illustrated, in Sports Illustrated quoting an interview with Access Hollywood, Don Cheadle said about the upcoming Space Jam 2, quote, Michael Jordan is in the movie, but not in the way you'd expect it.
Oh.
Intriguing.
Very.
Yes. It also relates to my past weekend. I did see LeBron this past weekend. And by that, I saw the building he was working because I was.
Oh my God! I was
thought
like,
we'd get to talk about this, but I was certifiably mobbing in downtown Indianapolis.
Go. Okay.
But yeah, so we saw Bankers Life Arena where he was just really hanging it on the Pacers just so they could.
Okay. Did you go to a game?
No, we were too busy pedal pubbing.
Pedal pubbing.
Pedal. Oh, you were
pedal
on
pub?
Wait, so
I don't know what pedal pubbing is.
On like a huge bike with a bunch of people.
Yes, it was basically a giant it's a bar that you pedal charge up and So that's what we were doing. But we went outside the arena and me and my friend were like, LeBron's there. He's working.
Yes,
he's putting in that work.
You were in the same city
so maybe. So yeah, Michael Jordan in Space Jam 2. Any predictions / interest in that little tease there?
I don't know.
I'm sure.
I'm intrigued. I don't know how he's going to be there, but
neither.
You just never know with the second movie.
Is it going to be like a Doctor Strange type thing where LeBron's like, we can't finish this game alone, and then a portal's going to open up and Michael Jordan's going to walk through?
He's going to be like on your left.
My prediction is he's going to be the voice of a cartoon goat just to settle that conversation.
Okay.
That would make sense.
And then just a little quick hitter here. Marvel's What If animated anthology series is dropping this upcoming August.
Man, they pushed it as far back as they could.
Yeah, they promised us summer 2021, and by damn it, they're going to give it to us at the end of summer.
I guess that counts as summer.
Ooh, there is some Chadwick Boseman voice work in there, so that's definitely worth listening for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, it definitely looks like just kind of hot swaps of different personalities from there. Like they're saying Star-Lord T'Challa is a thing that he voiced. So that should be a lot of fun.
Sounds like it.
I'm looking forward to it. I've seen tons of those What If YouTube videos a million times, so it'll be good to see it on Disney Plus.
So, and then the last two things we'll kind of move through here. A couple of millennial properties getting their reunions dated. So the Friends reunion will debut on May 27th on HBO Max.
Let's go.
Okay.
Does that move the needle for y'all?
I'll watch it.
Are you a Friends guy, Matt?
I live with a huge Friends person, so I have definitely gotten a fair amount of exposure to it. There are some things I like about it, and there are several more that I do not like very much about it. So I tolerate, but do not seek it out.
Okay, got it.
I love it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Friends is awesome.
I'm with Matt on this one.
Yeah, not a Friends guy.
It's the humor's sort of dry for our generation now.
No.
Really?
I think it's kind of outdated a little bit.
A little bit.
Different kind of humor. It's not like The Office where like
Right.
It's sitcom humor.
yeah.
That's it.
It's like
Very stop and
Seinfeld.
go. Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
King
very-
of Queens, Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, very much so.
Everybody
Mhm.
loves Raymond.
Yep.
Although that show hits different.
That show's funnier.
I know.
And then a little bit newer of a show that's also getting its reunion this summer. iCarly will
Let's
be
go.
premiering on June 17th on Paramount Plus. They're really pulling out all those stops to make Paramount Plus a thing here. So sounds like Tanner's pretty pumped.
I have been following this reunion since the beginning.
Wait,
Oh my God, I love this
iCarly.
shit.
Every season.
No,
They're
rebooting
rebooting it.
The show.
Yes.
Yeah, they're bringing them back for like all the cast is coming back to do another season or
Couple-
something.
Maybe
Really?
a couple seasons. We'll see how it goes. I don't think they'll go more than one season, to be honest.
It probably go further.
You'd be surprised.
I know.
I bet.
They're on
Have
a
y'all-
money mission.
Have
You
y'all
can get
seen
that.
what they look like?
Yeah.
Carly is, first of all, she's hot.
All right.
And
All right.
Jerry Trainer's a beast. I can't wait to see him be Spencer again.
I would
He's
like
so
to
funny.
formally
Jerry Trainer's
announce.
hilarious.
Oh yeah,
I would like
He's
to
a goofball.
formally announce that I am on Paramount Plus at this point.
I'm not yet.
What's on there?
They
Paramount
basically
stuff.
have like Discovery stuff and like Nickelodeon and BET. I think is in there too.
Bet.
I hate you. And I would like to say that me and Catherine have started our rewatch of Drake and Josh.
Oh man.
Wait, what's that on?
Paramount Plus.
Jeez, man, I need to get in on this. How much is it?
I think it's like $5.99 a month.
Okay.
Catherine pays for it
Whoa.
so she can watch a show or something, and I'm reaping the benefits because now I'm just gonna watch SpongeBob every night before bed.
They have. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting it. Well, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it for the iCarly reboot, but I didn't know what else was on there, to be honest.
It's probably not worth it, but
Yellowstone's on there then, right?
ooh, is that what? I thought Yellowstone was a Netflix thing.
No, that's Paramount. Yeah,
Really?
I think so.
I think
Paramount,
so.
the DV channel.
Oh,
airs
okay.
on,
Well,
so
maybe I'll check that out.
I
Then.
definitely want to
There we
watch
go.
that show at some point.
Unless there was anything breaking that I missed, I think that's all the news we got. You know, I crushed it with those transitions. So
Haha, you always do, Matthew. So we've got a couple of heavy hitter items for the list tonight. First of which is Tanner and I we'll spend 5 minutes max recapping this third episode of the Star Wars The Bad Batch. And I have nothing to say because I thought it was boring.
It was. This was a filler episode, 100%.
And this is part of the reason why I thought maybe let's not recap every episode.
Just because there's 25 and they have to put filler.
There's there's like 20 of them,
Mhm.
and it's a cartoon, so like there's going to be pretty monumental episodes for this show, like at the beginning and the end of this season.
Mhm.
But everything in between is just cartoon.
Oh yeah, and like this one with the girl, I like it's so uneventful that I don't remember her name.
Yeah,
What's her name?
I don't even know.
I don't either. But she's a very important character, and I mean I don't like how much responsibility she had. She went down into that cave.
Yeah, she's
Like that was. It's just.
I honestly, if
They're
I'm being
pushing
completely honest with you, I watched this Friday morning and I do not remember anything.
I don't
from
either.
it.
I watched it. I watched
Did
it last
use
night.
Paramount Plus on my Xbox.
Why are we talking about Paramount Plus?
Dude, we're-
Griffin,
We're on Star Wars.
your mic is going down.
Sorry, I mean I just was curious.
I mean, ask me those questions when we're talking about Paramount Plus. And yes, there's an app on your Xbox for
Yes.
it.
there
Oh,
it is.
sweet. Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna get it then.
Okay. Well, we know that now.
as do the fans.
As do the fans.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Anyways, where were we?
Sorry.
no, it's
okay.
okay. That's honestly
okay.
probably all we needed to talk about the Bad Batch.
Yeah, that's it.
I
It's
really
just
have nothing
wasn't
else
that
to
good.
say.
It wasn't that good. That needs to get better. Hunter's awesome still.
Yeah,
And the girl is really good character development for the big guy. I forgot his name too.
yeah, man.
Heavy or something.
Heavy, something like
I
that.
don't know.
This show is victim to definitely the whole thing that I think a lot of people were scared about The Mandalorian, about not using characters that are mainstream.
Mhm.
This show is victim to that.
Mhm. I agree with it.
There's-
So far though, we'll see.
The only notable character in it is Palpatine. And he was in like the premiere episode when they executed Order 66.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, but it was the first 5 minutes of the first episode.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So Yeah,
I mean, there'll be a cameo from some big guy that'll revive it.
No, I'm sure they'll
there
throw Yoda in there or something at some point.
There'll be somebody.
They'll throw Luke in there.
Wait, who's buying the cameo?
Because,
Matt,
like the website Cameo.
Matt, come on, man.
Oh, Cameo? Wow.
Dude, I thought about looking at Cameo to see if I get like a D-list celebrity to give us like a watch Binge Boys episode 200. And now that Matt brought that up, maybe it's a sign from God himself that I should do that.
You should try it.
I love scrolling through. I love playing the Cameo game of like finding a random person and being like, hey, how much do you think this person costs?
Yeah, Kendall Jenner, I'm pretty sure, is on there for like $7,000 or something insane that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was thinking of Caitlyn. Caitlyn's the most expensive.
I'm sorry.
Off the top of my head.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of. I meant to say Caitlyn Jenner. She's up there for a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Like, how much do you think Vanilla Ice is?
I think I looked at it recently. Isn't it like $400?
Ooh, $3.99. Price is Right rules. You fail.
So there you go. Maybe we'll go halvesies on Vanilla Ice. But yeah, I think that's all we need to say about the Bad Batch.
Yeah, that's it. There's not much else.
Cameo. I'm closing
and
the tab,
Cameo.
I promise.
Yes, and Cameo. More on Cameo later. Just kidding. There's no more Cameo.
No.
Next
Sadly.
up, let's go into a movie that Griffin is mainly here for. And
I went and watched this with the Binge Boys.
Griffin went and watched this with the Binge Boys in theaters, and that is Spiral.
I'm gonna let him spin like a spiral.
Yeah, that's Tanner just quoted the 21 Savage song that came out alongside the movie called Spiral.
The 21 Savage song is better than the movie.
A little bit.
Yeah. I messed up.
I enjoyed the movie.
Me too.
So before we get into the deets, let me pull up Spiral here so we can get an official synopsis and all that. Spiral on IMDb.
It was good getting back to the theater, honestly. I just love the movie theaters.
So yeah, this was Griffin's first outing to the theater since the pandemic.
Oh yeah, it was.
Tanner, was this your first outing to a theater since the pandemic?
I went with you to see what did we see?
What did we see?
I forgot.
We saw something.
We did.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Thank you. Yes,
that's right.
That was awesome to see.
That was awesome to see in theaters. So anyway, Spiral. Spiral. The official title, the original title of the movie is Spiral: from the Book of Saw, to get those ticket sales to show people that it is indeed a part of the Saw universe. So this movie, rated R, it sits right around an hour and a half. Nice, quick little horror movie there. It came out last weekend, May 14th, 2021. And the synopsis is: a criminal mastermind unleashes a twisted form of justice in Spiral, the terrifying new chapter from the Book of Saw, directed by Darren Lynn Bousman. And it stars Chris Rock, Samuel L. Jackson, Morgan David Jones, and a cast of other randoms that you don't care about. Tanner, Spiral.
Well, I'll start off with my rating. I gave it a 4 out of 5, and nobody else agrees with me, but I definitely enjoyed it. It was so freaking gory. Like, I mean, it could have been more gory, I think, but it was still, oh God, there were some scenes in there that it was just like, oh my, like, it was just cringe. Like, I had my popcorn and I stopped eating it. Like, I got sick. It was so gross. Like, especially the scene where the woman is,
yeah, we can do.
Can we go full spoiler?
We can go. Matt, are you gonna care if we dive into some of the gory scenes of Spiral?
Dude, hit it.
All right.
Before I dive into the gory scene, I have to say Chris Rock, he did a great job. He did. He like so I talked to my mom actually before I went to this movie. She goes, "Who's the main character?" And I said, "Well, it's Chris Rock. He's the detective." And she's like, "Oh, there's no way he's going to be able to play that serious role." And I was like, "Oh, well, we'll see." And he did a great job. But the scene that I still haven't gotten out of my head since I saw that movie was the one where the woman, the police, what was it? The police chief.
That's the one that disturbed you the most?
Yeah, dude, can you imagine sitting there? Okay, so what happened was she was on her back and there was like a knife on her neck.
Yeah, there was like
and she could either sever her spinal cord and make herself go paralyzed, or she could sit there and have hot acid pour onto her face. She had a plastic bag on her face, and it just kept pouring. And
it was
it was a pretty disturbing movie.
It was like
the average movie.
It was
watcher.
like it was like a black tar. Oh, it was tar.
Yes,
it was
tar.
It was hot. It was hot
tar.
Oh, God. Would fall on her face every minute.
So gross.
Before she unsawed her vertebrae or whatever.
And then everybody actually, you know,
she gets murked, of course.
Oh yeah,
because
and by the time they got there, her face was like Chris Rock picked up the
peeled back the tar, and you just see her melted
all
face.
the skin. Oh, and there was another scene, the freaking glass bottle scene.
You guys really were choked up about that one. It didn't get me.
It was gross.
It didn't get me.
Dude, the glass tore his whole body up till you saw his ribs.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That was horrible.
Cut through his skin.
And he was just like, I'm glad that there's a YouTube episode for this, because like he was like the whole time. It was so fucked. It's so fucked up.
He was. He's Matt. This guy's hanging from he's hanging in the air on a chain, and the tormentor has him facing away.
Well, no, he turns himself around.
Or sorry, the thing spins him. Yeah. But for the most part, he's turned away from a conveyor belt that is smashing glass bottles. And as it's getting smashed, there's a mechanism that fires out the particles from the glass bottle.
God.
So this thing is smashing glass bottles and firing the projectile glass. Like,
it's quite vile.
Essentially just cutting this dude's back apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate this.
Yeah.
you probably would. It was
I give it a 3.5 out of 5 because I'm more of an average movie watcher.
My final thought before I pass it to you two is the plot and the twist at the end, like it being his partner that turned out to be the killer, completely surprised the shit out of me. It got me. It did good.
Yeah.
In that department. And everything, and they showed all the connections to the ending, and it all kind of made sense, you know?
Yeah, I'll say that I was genuinely surprised by Chris Rock in this, Matt. I know you and probably a lot of other people, like Tanner's mom, were like, Chris Rock, a Saw movie, this ain't gonna be good.
He played his part well.
Marty the Zebra can definitely be a serious detective.
Yeah, and you know, it was pretty killer, man. He did pretty good. I
think so too.
At the very beginning of the movie, my real kind of slight complaint with Chris Rock's performance is that he went real heavy on the jokes
at the beginning.
At the beginning of the movie, there's a lot of dialogue that include Chris Rock going on like almost like 30-second like tangents that like end in a punchline. And it was like, this seems out of place. If this is how the whole movie goes, I'm going to be kind of butthurt.
Yeah. But by all means, they were funny.
But after the first 25 minutes, they cut that out. That was the comedy was gone.
It gets so serious. Like,
the plot was already
the snap of a fingers.
There's no more jokes. It was time to get serious.
Sam Jackson was in the movie.
He was good.
He played a pretty pivotal role. He plays the main character's dad, which was the police chief back in the day during the Jigsaw days. Because the plot of this movie, that this is a Jigsaw copycat. This takes place after the events of the previous Saw movies. So Jigsaw is dead or arrested or whatever. I don't know the previous movies there. And yeah, man, I forgot this movie was a Saw movie. I'll say that. By the time the first scene happened where they had someone chained up, I was like, oh shit, I forgot that this is a Saw movie.
Yeah, they did a good job.
They do it. They show you the things. They don't hesitate by showing you the guts and the blood. And if you're not a fan of that stuff, then you will not like this movie.
Away.
I will say that stay away from this movie.
And as CGI and everything gets better, it's only going to get more nasty.
Yeah, and
everything I watch now is all gore.
There's a scene. So in the synopsis, Matt, it says the criminal mastermind unleashes a twisted form of justice. So the theme here is that the killer is killing off corrupt cops. So like each cop has a different punishment that is specific to the way in which he is corrupt.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like one of the corrupt cops would. Where did my two co-hosts go? We're in the middle of an episode and they just both dipped. They just bounced. All right. Love this. he was known for lying in the courtroom. So that his punishment was that he was being held up almost like he was being hung, but his only like, how do you describe this? He's being chained up and he's being held by his tongue.
So he had I think his hands were behind his back. He was on this like very flimsy chair.
Yeah. Like when you're being hung and they tell you to kick it out and then that's how you hang yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
The scene was disturbing.
This is the opening scene of the movie too.
This is how I knew I was going to be
his
sick.
punishment is either like, hey, you either accept that you're a lying son of a bitch and you drop off of this chair, in which your weight will pull the tongue out of your mouth.
God.
Or you get hit by a train. And this guy, he got hit by a train.
He couldn't do it. He tried to get out. He had barbed wired arms.
He was completely secured. He wasn't going anywhere.
He tried though.
It was disturbing to watch.
It is.
But either way, with all the gore aside, it was a pretty solid movie. I'm there with Griffin on. I know we don't do halvesies, but I'm going 3.5 out of 5. This is one of those ones where it feels bad to give it just a 3, but it also feels wrong to give it a full 4, in my humble opinion.
Yeah. Well, if I'm being honest, I'll give it a 3.5 then, if we're doing halvesies, because I would rather I enjoyed it enough to give it a 4. I felt bad giving it a 3. You know,
when the review goes up on the Instagram, probably this week, it'll probably get. We'll use the whole number, so you'll have a 4.
My 4.
And I'm a 3.5, leaning 3. That's what I'll say. That. And Griffin, I'm sure you expect the same. Tell me more.
Not an average movie. I'd say the plot's pretty strong. I say all the actors played their parts pretty well. I mean, I was intrigued the whole way through. I was on the edge of my seat. I was completely attached to the movie. I'd say for the average movie person, though, this would be quite appalling for like a family to watch.
Well,
yeah,
God, no,
I don't think anybody's taking the 7-year-olds over to see Saw.
It's rated R, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's too much to watch.
There's a guy that got electrocuted and burned alive.
Yeah.
That movie was quite disturbing, but I mean, if someone was to put it on at a scary movie night, I wouldn't be too intrigued. I wouldn't be too upset about it.
No, yeah, it's a good scare. In fact, the twist is pretty good. So
very good.
You know, if somebody in the fam like wanted to watch a scary movie, I'd be like, oh, let's turn this Spiral movie on. It's available on a streaming service. I'm sure it will be. I mean, it is available on. Isn't it available on HBO Max?
No, there's.
Am I thinking of something different? No, I'm thinking of something different.
You're thinking of.
I'm thinking of The Conjuring that's going to come out. That'll be on HBO Max. But I'm seeing that in the theaters.
I will too.
I'm seeing that in theaters
for sure.
But anyway, yeah, I guess we can wrap up Spiral talk. 3.5 with me and Griffin, and kind of leaning towards a 4.
I'm 3.5 leaning 4.
Okay, and I'm 3.5 leaning 3, and I think Griffin is too.
I'd say I'm about strong 3.5. It wasn't too bad, wasn't too good either.
Yeah,
wasn't amazing.
But Chris Rock kind of sealed his deal in dramatic acting. I
agree.
I think he did a pretty good job.
100%.
So
completely surprised me.
Yeah, I give him a good A+ on the acting. That was just a good part, good role.
Yes, exactly.
I'll give him a B+. Still could have done better. Yeah, he always can. He's no Leo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, with that, we'll transition to the other movie I was trying to think of on HBO Max that Tanner and I also caught. It is called Those Who Wish Me Dead.
And I'm very excited to see what you think of this.
I'm excited to see what you think of it too, because so information about this one, Matt, in case you might want to catch this one. We won't heavily spoil this one. I don't even know if there's a spoiler to be said.
You might forget. It's kind of forgettable.
Well, maybe you won't catch this one, but
maybe not.
But it's about 1 hour and 40 minutes. It's a short one.
Yeah.
It also came out last weekend in theaters and on HBO Max. And it's directed by Taylor Sheridan, starring Angelina Jolie.
Been a while.
Nicholas Hoult and Finn Little. Synopsis: a teenage murder witness finds himself pursued by twin assassins in the Montana wilderness, with a survival expert tasked with protecting him in a forest fire threatening to consume them all. That synopsis told me more about the movie than the movie told me about the movie. I'll be honest, Tanner, I did not like this movie at all.
I figured by your rating. And that's why I'm really interested to hear it. Yeah.
I don't want to spend too much time on it, because honestly, I don't think it
deserves that much time.
Deserves it. And honestly, man, it's not bad movie.
Not at all. I was thrilled.
I just didn't like it. And I felt,
and why didn't
and Matt, and I don't say that, like, when you hear that I like didn't enjoy it, like, I'd be curious to hear what you think about it. I mean, it's pretty doable. I mean, it's Angelina Jolie. I mean, she's, as always.
Oh man,
I mean,
and it's been a long time since we've seen her in a really like serious movie, you know?
Yeah, she's awesome, but man, 30 minutes in, I paused it and thought to myself, what's going on?
Oh yeah.
Why is it going on? And who is it going on with?
Yeah.
Because I don't know any of the characters' names. I don't know why the people are on the hunt to kill a boy. I don't know why there's a forest fire.
I mean, I totally understood. Well, it made sense. They use that forest fire to distract people so they can go, clean up loose ends. Right?
They destroyed an entire wilderness in Montana.
They were such assholes.
Hunt for this boy.
I know. And this boy had some really important information. Did we ever find out what that was?
No.
That's the only thing that bothered me. That's why I gave it a 3.
I gave this movie a 2, man.
I know you did.
I did not enjoy. After it ended, I just kind of felt like I don't know what to do here, and I almost gave it a 3, but then I thought,
doesn't deserve it.
It does. I mean, on the same realm, I gave Spiral a 3, and I enjoyed Spiral a hell of a lot more than I enjoyed this, and Spiral made me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I just thought, like, the acting was good from the cast.
It was.
The special effects were amazing. I just don't know how any of it happened, man. I mean, not to knock Angelina Jolie, I just don't understand how anything happened. I don't. And that's all I'll say, Tanner. I'll let you go.
So the reason I gave it a 3 out of 5 is I was pretty thrilled most of the time. I understood the plot from the beginning. I understood that this guy had some information that did not need to be leaked, and that's why the person at the beginning got their house blown up. So
I don't even remember that happening.
That's probably why you don't understand it.
Oh wait, I remember the house blowing up. Yeah,
absolutely. And I understood why they were chasing the guy. And I don't know why he took his kid with him. That was stupid. Give him to. I mean, the mom died. We knew that. He had no mom. But
don't go too heavy on the spoilers. We'll let some other people watch it.
But
like, you can't describe this movie without describing what happened.
Okay, so I'll tell you why I gave it a 3 out of 5. I enjoyed the action, and as soon as I saw the Punisher, that actor, as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, hell yeah.
John Bernthal is in this movie. I forgot about him.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a shame because he's awesome. He was awesome in this movie, but he played typical John Bernthal roles where he's like,
I'm hard.
Hey, you over there. I'm a hard ass and I'm going to make you think I'm a hard ass. I'm going to kill you.
I'm the Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so without going into spoilers, that's why I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah. It was, maybe I'll rewatch it at some point and kind of.
I won't.
Yeah, you're right. I won't.
No, I won't. I won't waste my time.
I'm lying to myself.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I'll watch something else over that.
But yeah, 2 out of 5, man. I just don't understand what happened in the movie.
The kid was a good actor.
And when it ended, I was like, finally, Jesus.
I wasn't saying finally. I was like, actually, no, I was kind of like, okay, I get to watch something else now.
I cared about the movie for the last 15 minutes of it.
Now, in the last 15 minutes were pretty good.
The last 15 minutes were pretty intense, but
yes, it was.
For the whole hour and 25 minutes leading up to it, I was like, what's going on? So for that reason, that's why I gave it a low score. Yeah. I went on YouTube halfway through the movie. I paused the movie and went on YouTube and was like looking up reviews. So I was like, am I supposed to hate this movie? Is it good? And everyone loves it.
Really?
Absolutely loves it.
I've seen some people be a little bit cooler on it.
Really?
I mean, to be honest, they hyped the shit out of it.
They did, and the trailers are honestly better than the movie.
I'll agree.
That's tough.
I'll agree with that. Yeah,
that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. So yeah, that's all I want to give to those who wish me dead.
Those who wish me dead, and those did wish her dead.
Yeah,
and him dead.
So catch it on HBO Max for the next month, or it's in theaters.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I wouldn't waste your money going to theaters though.
No, I wouldn't see it in theaters. I would watch
Max.
HBO Max.
If you have it, then if you don't, then waste your money on theaters.
Nah, don't even do that.
The popcorn makes the movies though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
that's true.
Absolutely.
Moving on to a show.
Yes, here we go.
That dropped on Netflix about a week ago. And it's gotten a lot of attention in recent weeks. So the whole series is available to stream on Netflix now. However, we are going to go by in the next couple weeks and watch 2 episodes at a time for the next 4 weeks to kind of get us geared up for a little show Loki that comes out in just a few weeks. So, so yeah, that shows Jupiter's Legacy.
Loki.
Yeah.
Loki, yeah.
Interesting.
Loki.
Coming out soon. June 12th?
June 9th?
One of the two.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Jupiter's Legacy.
Can I go first?
Sure.
I totally enjoyed it, and I have had a hard time not watching the 3rd episode.
Okay.
Yeah, and I love Josh Duhamel. He's great. Good for him.
Yeah, he's good.
He is.
I mean, other than his character's an asshole, but yeah, he's fine.
His character is like an Omni-Man, kind of, but he's more heartfelt than Omni-Man was.
Yeah.
We have to talk about that at some point, by the way.
Yeah, well, we will on a slow week.
Yes.
This week we got enough.
But,
Invincible.
Yeah, we definitely have to talk. Okay, but Josh Duhamel was good. I liked his wife, whatever her name, Lady Liberty or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The first episode was better than the second. The second it felt like a little bit of filler. There wasn't a lot of fighting. I want more fighting because goddamn that fight scene with that Battlestar guy at the end.
Mm-hmm. And was that the end of the first episode?
Yeah, it gave me some boys vibes. It was gory. Like I didn't expect to see his face get punched in. Like holy shit!
Completely, yeah. That was like, definitely surprising. I think it was like just as surprising to the viewer as it was like the other characters. So I think that was like a really effective use of special effects.
Absolutely, and I don't think the kid is there yet. I think he just raged, and he played what his dad said in his head right before he did it. So it's just his rage. It's just him trying to prove something.
I took that as like in the first episode when he says like he'll never be ready or whatever. Did he hear that? Does he have that ability to sense that? Okay.
Totally.
I don't know why he talks shit about his son when he knows he can hear it.
At all, yeah.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Dad, you can't be talking shit. I can hear you, bro.
It's so dumb.
Yeah. So I really I'm still iffy on it.
You are?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the action of the end of the first episode. Awesome. I thought that was a good start. I enjoy some of the family dynamic more.
I definitely
like I'm enjoying the drama of like, I mean, it might sound stereotypical or almost like overused, but like dad's a famous something. Yep. Son never thinks he'll be ever to live up to what dad is.
Daughter doesn't care enough.
Daughter doesn't care.
So she's a drug addict
because she's a loser.
Yep. Because of him.
I don't know if she's a loser yet. We're still early on in the show.
I know she's going to be. My prediction is I think she's going to by the end of this season. No, I think she's going to end up coming to grips and saving her father or something. She's going to become what she is. She's powerful.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
Yeah. Matt, what are you thinking about the first 2 episodes of this show?
Yeah, I'm definitely somewhere like in the same, like in a realm between you guys. I'm definitely wanting to keep watching, but the one thing that like I sort of wanted to talk about was, what do you guys think about sort of the rollout of like the origin story, sort of the present time, and then kind of like the Depression era storyline?
I definitely enjoy it. What about you?
Yeah, it's an interesting. It's an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah,
I mean, rather than them just give us a full season of like, here's what happened 40 years ago and here's what happens today. I'm glad that they're giving it to us in like chunks.
Yeah.
Where are you leaning on that one?
I like that it is chunked, but I wish we were getting just like a little bit more in each one. Like in the first episode, like I feel like we learned basically nothing. I mean, I guess we saw his dad die. It's the first episode. It's not a spoiler.
Yeah, show's been out for plenty of time.
Most people have seen.
But anyway, yeah. So like, I just feel like there's almost like not enough like meat on the bone to keep me like interested like in those. If you're gonna slow play it like that much,
you
gotta really I feel like you got to bring it a little bit more. So that's the one way that I think it's kind of lacking. I do like how it's sort of showing different like parent-child relationships. I like how that's kind of like the main theme of it, and how they've already sort of shown it in like several different ways. Like the scene with him getting or picking up the tie for their dad's funeral. It's like, oh, this was his favorite tie. It's like, no, he hated that one. He only did it like for you. And it's like, well, if that's the kind of dad that like Josh Duhamel had, like he's kind of a crappy dad, and that's why I friggin' hate him. No, I don't hate him, but you know. Yeah.
And then we find out that he was corrupt.
Yeah.
Kind of. Well, in a way.
Part of me is getting along, kind of going along with your daughter theory, the daughter theory. No, not your daughter, Tanner. Yeah. I hope you don't have one.
I hope I don't either.
Okay. I'm getting almost Lion King vibes.
Yeah.
I have a feeling halfway through this show, Josh Duhamel's going to eat shit.
I think so
and
too.
His kids are going to have to step up, or maybe him and his wife are going to eat shit, and the kids are going to have to step up into the role that they're not ready for.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to die EP1.
Yeah, the end of the first episode when the guy was about to go nuclear, my girlfriend said one or both of the parents is going to die here. We did not see a face punching in happening.
I didn't either.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
It was
very dark side looking villain there.
He's pretty much, he is dark side. Like
oh yeah. I was saying, did you guys catch that? The Batman kind of character turned on them.
Yeah, you know, not even that plot point, but just the fact that like there's only so many different comics out there. There's only so many different kinds of heroes you can make. So you're gonna have the guy that's in the dark outfit that has gadgets, and it's like, yeah, that's clearly Batman.
Oh yeah.
Or Moon Knight.
It's just like Invincible. Same thing. Yeah, I could tell.
Same thing with Invincible. Yeah, you could tell who certain characters are. Obviously, Josh Duhamel is Superman.
Yes.
Like, and Lady Liberty is almost like a Captain America, Wonder Woman situation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I'm intrigued. I'm like you guys. I am intrigued to watch more.
Me too.
But
yeah, I can definitely tell they do not quite have the. It was tough going from watching like Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision to this, because you can just tell the budget is not quite in the same place.
No,
absolutely, yeah.
And I think
the fight scenes look like they took place in about this second bedroom I'm recording in.
I've wondered, Matt, you don't record in your bedroom, do you? Do you guys have a second little office room here?
Yeah, this is like an office. I don't want to show the people too much.
Yeah. We don't need to see your private space. It's okay.
Nah.
You have a little casting couch in the background?
Square.
Bend over.
Okay. I agree. I think that's part of it too. Like, I mean, I enjoyed that fight there at the end of the first episode, but I could see in pieces like, okay, there's a scene or two here that looks kind of badly CGI.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like Matt said, it's almost unfair to compare it to the budget of Disney.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's definitely doing its job. Like, it's really entertaining.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
So at this point in time, where are we hovering? I mean, I know we don't score things until we're done, but after the first 2 episodes, Tanner, you texted me and said, "Yeah, I'm about a 4 out of 5 right now. I'm really hooked."
Absolutely.
Matt, would you say you're hooked, or are you like just intrigued like I am?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Probably I'd go with a 3.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, next time we'll recap episodes 4 and 5, and I believe there's 8. I mean, we did 1 and 2 this time. We'll do 3 and 4 next time.
Perfect.
Sure. We'll do it until it holds out. Let me see here.
I can't say that I won't watch the whole thing. I won't, but I want to.
So
I almost watched it the first day that I saw the first 2 episodes. I almost finished the whole thing.
Yeah, there are 8 episodes. Yes. So, this audience review on Google says, I give this series a solid B+. Slow start, and then it really picks up. So excited to see how it picks up. We're ready.
Me too.
Unless I'm forgetting something, lastly on the list for Binge Boys 200 was the sudden announcement last week and drop of J. Cole's newest album, The Off Season.
I think it might technically be a mixtape, but
is it? Sure. Are we thinking about that? Is it, or I'm sorry, are people considering it in that line of like this is more mixtapey versus studio album? E.
Okay, it's saying studio album on Wikipedia, the knower of all things. So
okay.
Disregard.
Okay. Tanner, what are you where are you at on the off season J. Cole? Where are you at on J. Cole specifically?
I've never been a J. Cole fan in my life.
Okay.
But I watched this because I knew that, you know, everyone's so hyped for this. They're always so hyped for J. Cole albums. And I listened
he
to...
has his fan base.
He does. And I listened to the first 3 songs and I was bopping. And then after that, I wasn't. But the first 3 songs gave me a 4 out of 5 rating just because, like, I mean, the lyrics, like, it's a change of pace from the music that I listen to. Like, I listen to, like, Playboy Cardi and Lil Uzi Vert. Like, it's no lyrics, nothing, none of that shit. It's all, you know, I just went up in my friend, you know, stupid stuff. But this J. Cole, it was the first 3 songs specifically were really good, really hype, and had good lyrics. So that's what gave me the 4 out of 5. And everything else was a story. Like, I have respect for that. He told a story in his lyrics, and that I just don't hear that from many rappers that I listen to nowadays at all.
And that's what I think it goes back to when we were reviewing DJ Khaled's album, and Matt said none of the songs feel like they go together. None of them tell a story. Matt, what'd you think of the off season?
I liked it, man. I definitely have other J. Cole. I wouldn't say I'm like a huge fan, but I definitely like sort of perk up whenever I hear that he's gonna be busting something out. 2014 Forest Hills Drive is probably my favorite of his, but I thought this was pretty good. He has some features, usually doesn't have those. That was good to mix it up a little bit. Yeah, the lyrics are great as always, like some really clever punchlines and just like wordplay. Stuff that I feel like I didn't quite get it all on the first listen, which is all, especially with sort of rap. I like sort of going back and listening and picking up like a little bit more each time. The beats are kind of weak, but they were at least like varied like throughout. Also something that's like really weird, like this is a really weird compliment, but I liked how the like song lengths were really inconsistent. Like it felt like it didn't feel like the DJ Khaled. It felt like these were all like really intentional. And like they were a song, like he had this like the vision for what the song was going to be, and then he did it. It's not like the DJ Khaled. It's like, well, all of these need to be like radio singles, so they all need to be, you know, 4 minutes and 15 seconds like on the dot. So I don't know, it's just something weird that I noticed. But yeah, man, definitely a fan. Definitely gonna keep spinning this one for a little while.
Yeah, I'm like somewhere in between you and Tanner on like my fandom of J. Cole. Like I am like Tanner, where I have mostly listened to hip hop that doesn't mean anything, with the exception of a few artists like Kendrick Lamar or some Jay-Z here and there, where they actually tell a story in the music, or Eminem. But more so, I guess, old Eminem in that respect. But in new Eminem, not as much. But back to J. Cole. Yeah, I've never really been a big fan. I'm not a big J. Cole guy. And you mentioned 2014 Forest Hills Drive. We were talking before we recorded about how, or maybe it was when we were recording. I don't know. Was it before we recorded? It was. I think it was before Matt joined in. Some people consider 2014 Forest Hill Drive one of the best rap albums ever made. And
that's a discussion.
And a lot of people throw it in that category. And one of the reasons it's so popular and impressive is because he got it to be a platinum album with no features.
Right.
So when I heard this album featured a couple artists, they had Lil Baby and Black, I guess. Is that how you say it? Slack? Black?
So, yeah.
Slack.
It's Black. Okay. And then 21 Savage was on a song.
Was pretty good.
Probably to credit from 21 featuring J. Cole on A Lot from his album, which was just an awesome song and an awesome feature of J. Cole's.
Yeah. And Moray. Who's Moray?
Moray is a rapper from the hometown of J. Cole that he let him feature on. He gave him a little verse. But yeah, man, a lot of the songs, I won't beat it too hard in. Like what Matt said, a lot of them felt right. A lot of them felt like they were there to say a thing. or to tell a story. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, I agree. The beats were pretty weak.
I agree with that too.
They weren't, but this is a different kind of an album. This wasn't a banger album. This was a, and I know 2014 Forest Hills Drive is a little more upbeat than this. Like there's some songs on there that you would play to get hyped for something. This isn't that.
I mean, 95 South, I'll get hyped to that one. The first one.
I liked 95 South a lot. Was there a standout track or two, Matt, that you really enjoyed?
I wrote it down, but I can't remember. I'm looking back at him. The Climb Back, I mean, it's a single, so that's kind of like a give up. But just to sort of go off of that, yeah, something I can't remember whose take this was. I saw on Twitter, but they said like it's really entertaining just to hear someone as good as J. Cole at just like straight rapping, just like go off and like have all these kind of different, like each song is like a different flow on it. Like you don't really see that from too many artists.
No.
Yeah, and it's fun to listen to a few songs and listen to him like comment on something that's going on in pop culture, or he'll throw jabs at NBA players, or he'll throw jabs at other rappers and stuff. And it's almost funny to be like, he did it, but no one's gonna come back for him because honestly, nobody touches J. Cole. It's one of those things. I'm not a huge stan, but like nobody comes for J. Cole because they know that he'll body bag them if it came to a rap battle.
Yeah.
Speaking of NBA players, you know that J. Cole's now playing in the NBA, or not the NBA. Sorry,
he's in the
RBA.
The RBA. He's balling now, and maybe that ties into the off season and the cover being a flaming basketball goal. Hoop.
Sorry, BAL, Basketball Africa League. He's with the Rwanda Patriots.
That's amazing.
That's really
dude. Cool. He's sinking buckets. Did you see some of those highlights?
Yeah,
dude. No, him he was always like one of the best players when they did like the celebrity game. Like him, Quavo.
Yeah, dude. Whenever they recruited like some of those recruits for those celebrity basketball games, like aren't just like let's get a really famous person. It's like no, these guys are good at basketball. Yeah. You've seen Quavo sink buckets, dude. He's got it going on when it comes to basketball.
Quavo knows.
2 Chainz played in college.
Yeah, Quavo was a high school quarterback and on the basketball team. They're both pretty dope in their sports.
In their own right.
In their own right. Speaking of Migos, this was breaking, I guess. Culture 3, June 11th.
No way.
Drops.
Really? Do we need
I don't know if we need it.
We don't.
But it's coming.
Let's hear it.
I'm game for it, but
they released their first single for the album last Friday.
There's not many people bringing out some banger collaborative music like the Migos have, like in the past, like with Culture.
You like the Migos?
They're all right.
Do you enjoy the Migos, Matt?
I like the right amount of Migos. I could not listen to a whole Migos album.
So
okay.
I'm curious and excited to see what we score that one. Because Culture 1 was a phenomenal album. 13 songs, all of them went hard. Culture 2, not so much.
Not at all.
So Culture 3, they've had plenty of time to kind of recoup and record stuff over the pandemic. I have a horrible feeling it's going to be like 25 songs.
And not good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get real upset.
It's going to be like Scorpion by Drake, the one that was like 60 or whatever.
Oh my God, please no.
God.
Each one's going to be like 2 hours and 15 or 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And
yep.
It's just going to be them like, next song, no lyrics, but next song. Like they're going to just, it's not going to be great. Yeah, there's going to be skits. Bro, screw albums that have skits,
I hate
bro.
skits.
So yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Hopefully they don't screw that up.
Yeah, so
They shouldn't.
They'll try their best. That's all I know.
they'll try their best. But that was the off season. I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Same here.
I
And
think we
Matt-
all did. Yeah.
okay, 4 out of 5s across the board for the off season. And I think unless I'm forgetting something, that's the end of this 200th episode of the Binge Boys.
The end of a milestone right here.
It is.
Yeah.
Clocking it at 1 hour and 20.
And we're on YouTube. What's up?
We're a little Matt, say hi to the cams. We're going back on the tubes. The
Sup,
YouTubes,
tube?
not the X tubes.
Or the red tubes.
Over the elephant.
I guess
So
I was planning.
I knew you were gonna
I
say
was
that.
thinking that this was going to be like over 1 hour and a half. Do you want to quickly just couple of us just maybe 2-3 minute recap each of the weekend we just had. I kind of skipped that at the beginning because I was worried that this was going to go long. But if you want to Matt, what'd you do this weekend?
Oh, it was a combined bachelorette party for Billy and Jamie. I'll let you guess who is who.
Okay.
But yeah, we just sort of mobbed up in Indianapolis. You might think, oh, do you have different glasses because you got drunk and broke yours? No, I was completely sober and broke mine.
Oh my God, Matt, what did you do?
I was
like chip tooth.
I was putting on a go-karting helmet. Yeah, we're really cool. We go to a go-kart place that you need helmets for. And didn't take my glasses off, and it completely snapped it, just like right up here. And
it's a pain in the ass.
It's more of a inconvenience than anything.
Yeah, it was a little bit tricky to be in a fast-moving go-kart with a very limited vision since I couldn't wear my glasses anymore.
I'd say so.
But yeah, man, good weekend. I'll yield my time.
Tanner, what'd you do this weekend?
Friday night, I had my sister come to my apartment, and she hung out at the apartment with us. We had some fun.
Okay.
And Saturday night, my other buddy came to the apartment. By the way, I'm loving living in an apartment. And he came over. We had some fun. And then Sunday, I woke up and parents drugged me to church. And I was falling asleep at church. Then I went home and I slept from 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m.
Jesus.
Yep. Then I watched Those Who Wish Me Dead. And then I went to bed.
You took another nap. Yeah.
Then I went back to bed.
And then lastly, I, surprise to no one, worked Friday night.
Slinging Zaz.
I was slinging Zaz all day Saturday. Worked a double on Saturday.
Shout out to Blue Moon.
Shout out to Blue Moon.
Good.
Griffin and my parents and Catherine came in. Griffin is one to also now jump on the train of the fact that it's very good.
I'm coming. Go eat it right now.
I'm coming next weekend.
I would go eat it right now.
Yeah, go in next weekend. I'm running it back Friday night, pizza, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday.
Dang.
But I this weekend was supposed to work all day Sunday. However, I was lucky enough to be able to give up my Sunday morning shift to friend of the program. Well, I'm now friend of the program, Isabel. She took my hours. She wanted some extra money, so I said take it. And then me, Jordan, Catherine, and Turner went and mobbed at the apartment pool Sunday morning. It was my first pool outing of 2021.
There it is.
I got burnt as hell on my thighs. You can't see it, but it's not great.
That's so bad.
Yeah, my thighs and the top of my feet are
face too is kind of cooked.
Are roasted a little bit. And yeah, my nose got a little bit, and not my arms or my chest or back. You're just my thighs, man.
My fingerprint is on his leg right now.
So and when I got a pick off on the Grom.
I saw that.
And
it's a bad day to be a Vizzy and an even worse day to be a pool.
Because you know what happened? I peed in that pool 6 or 7 times.
Oh, come on, man.
He's got a hat that says it.
It's not a joke, bro.
He pees in pools.
It's not for Cap.
I pee in pools.
But also, you've like completely doxed where you live, so I'm gonna call you in.
Well, yeah. Well,
yeah.
At least I'm moving out of this apartment in a few months.
I'll warn your new place.
No, don't. The pool is right behind our building in the new place. So,
yeah.
The hat's going to be making an appearance or two at that place. But, you got to set the expectations. Like, if people will see me walk in, they're like, bet that guy pees in pools. It's like, damn right, bro.
All right. Well, then they get a forewarning.
Yeah. If you see me wander away from the group, at least I wander from the group. I'm not going to just do it when I'm standing in a circle with the boys. I'm going to wander.
And with the hat on.
With the hat on. And if it's off, I'll put it on. So they're like, oh, there he goes. So, Matt, you're a certified not pool peer.
I only pee in natural bodies of water. Rivers, oceans. You're catching a big old pee from me.
Big old pee.
When I'm on a canoe trip, game over.
If I'm on a boat, it's over.
Man-made lakes? No, I respect that game too much. I'm not doing that.
Well, yeah, man. That was our weekend's Good to recap it. Griffin, did you have anything notable?
No, I mean, this has just been a honor coming back home and being on this episode, 200th episode. It's nice it came this long. It's been a long, good grind. So it's good to meet you, Matt. It's good to see that this whole thing's going in the right direction. So thank you guys for having me. It was loads of fun sitting here talking about this stuff with you guys.
Yeah, it is loads of fun, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yes. That's why we love doing it, guys. That's why we're on episode 200. And I can speak with for Matt and Tanner and say that we're not leaving.
Nope.
We're not fucking leaving. So
that's a good one.
It is.
So what?
Oh God.
Yeah, we're here to stay, folks. So with that said, follow, subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. We're there. Follow along on Instagram and Twitter at Binge Boys Podcast and at @binge_boys, respectively. Follow us personally if you'd like. Tell a friend in need, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.